Ever wonder what's really going on inside your body when you lift something heavy? Like, how do you actually get stronger? Well, it's a super fascinating process, and today we're going to break down the science of muscle growth.
Okay, so to even start talking about muscle growth, you gotta appreciate the sheer scale we're dealing with. I mean, our bodies have over 600 muscles. That's this incredibly complex network that lets us do, well, everything from just blinking your eyes to lifting some serious weight.
And get this, muscles are a huge part of who we are. They make up anywhere from a third to even half of our total body weight. So they're not just for moving around, right? They literally hold us up, bind us together. And the coolest part? They're incredibly adaptive. They're always changing based on what we ask them to do.
So that brings us to the big question. How does that change actually happen? What's the real biological process that turns all that strain from a heavy lift into actual, measurable strength? Well, it's a journey that, and you might find this surprising, doesn't start in the muscle at all. Nope, it starts in your brain.
All right, let's kick things off with a super simple action. Imagine you're just pulling open a door. Seems effortless, right? But what's really happening is the start of this complex conversation between your brain and your muscles. And that same system can be ramped up to do some pretty incredible things.
So here's the play-by-play. Your brain zaps an electrical signal down these special nerve cells called motor neurons. As soon as those neurons get the message, they tell your muscle fibers, hey, contract. That contraction pulls on your bones, and boom, the door opens. It's just a beautifully efficient system when you think about it.
Okay, but now, what if that door was made of solid iron? Your brain instantly recognizes, whoa, this is a bigger challenge, so it sends a much more powerful signal. It starts recruiting more motor units. Think of them as teams of muscle fibers working together to get the job done. And if that's still not enough, your brain calls in the big guns, reinforcements from other muscles. You'll automatically plant your feet, tighten your core, use your back. That simple arm movement just became a full-body effort. Now, all that effort puts some serious strain on your muscles. And while your nervous system is busy coordinating this massive effort, something really remarkable is happening way down at the cellular level. And this, my friends, is where we get to the core paradox of muscle growth. It all starts with damage.
See, when you push your muscles harder than they're used to, you are literally causing microscopic damage. We're talking tiny little tears in the muscle fibers themselves. And yeah, I know that sounds pretty bad, but trust me, this stress is exactly what you need.
I know it sounds totally counterintuitive, right? But in the world of building muscle, this damage isn't just a good thing, it's absolutely essential. It's the starting pistol that kicks off the entire growth process.
So, in response to all these micro tears, the damaged cells send out a sort of SOS signal. This signal comes in the form of inflammatory molecules called cytokines. And these cytokines, they act like a flare gun, shooting up a signal that calls your body's immune system, which is basically the ultimate repair crew, to the scene of the action. And this is where the real magic of muscle building begins.
Okay, so the repair crew has been called in. But just like any big construction project, they can't just show up empty-handed. They need the right materials and the right conditions to rebuild. You see, the workout itself is just the catalyst. The real growth, that all happens later. For your body to actually rebuild, it needs three key things. First up, nutrition, especially protein. That provides the amino acid building blocks for new muscle tissue. Second, you need hormones, like testosterone and insulin-like growth factor. You can think of these guys as the project managers on the job site signaling the body to get to work. They are absolutely crucial because they don't just say repair, they say rebuild bigger and stronger than before. And finally, number three, rest. This is when the crew actually does the work, and it mostly happens while we're asleep.
Now, it's super important to remember that this whole repair process is different for everyone. Your age, your gender, your genetics, they all play a huge role. For instance, younger guys tend to have higher testosterone levels, which can totally speed up muscle growth. And hey, some people just won the genetic lottery and have a more efficient immune response, which lets them repair and build muscle way more quickly.
So, after all that, what's the end result of this whole cycle? Well, the process of damage and repair doesn't just patch things up. Oh no, it rebuilds the muscle to be bigger and stronger than it was before, basically getting it ready for the next time you throw a challenge its way.
And this brings us to the two sides of the same coin when it comes to muscle adaptation. The process of building new muscle, that's called hypertrophy. But the opposite is also true. If you don't keep challenging your muscles, they'll actually shrink. That process is called atrophy. It is the classic definition of use it or lose it. So when you boil it all down, the entire process is a pretty simple but powerful cycle. You tear them down, you feed them, You let them rest, and then you repeat. Always pushing yourself just a little bit further each time.
You know, when you think about it, the science of muscle growth is a pretty powerful metaphor for life, isn't it? Just like our muscles need stress to grow stronger, we need challenges to reach our own full potential. So that leaves me with one question for you. What challenge are you going to embrace to grow stronger, both in and out of the gym?